I'm going to show you how to be rich in 5 steps. Step 1, make sure your last name is Musk. Step 2, make sure your last name is Gates. Step 3, make sure your last name is Zuckerberg. Step 4, make sure your last name is Ellison. Step 5, make sure your last name is Buffett. Be born in the right family. Because come on, how else do you gain wealth? How else do you become rich? Just you're not trying hard enough, bro. I see so many videos about getting wealthy, joining the 1%, entering this new economic class. And I I used to believe that stuff. I used to, you know how many crypto wallets I have? You know how many Nigerian princes I have stalked to over the last years just trying to enter the coveted 1% of income? And what I'm thinking about is trying telling everyone that, oh, anybody can be rich. It's like saying anyone can go to the Olympics or anyone can play in the NBA. And that's just not true. There's a certain requirement you need to qualify for the Olympics. There's a certain requirement you need to go to the NBA or become a professional sports player. But when it comes to wealth, oh, anyone can be wealthy. I think it's because there are short people who are wealthy, there are tall people who are wealthy, there are smart people who are wealthy, there are dumb people that are wealthy. And so you kind of just think, oh, it's just for everyone. And I don't know what it's like in your country. I don't know. You might be in Poland or something where I don't think people are trying to, there's no Polish dream. You just eat kielbasa or whatever you do over there. But at least in the United States, in America, which, mind you, I am American thick and thin. I was born in this country. Like, this is who I am. It's just, I'm a first generation. That's why because it makes it sound like when I speak about America, it's as if I'm from another land. And I am from another land called Louisiana. And I I just noticed that I was watching a YouTube video about how to get into the 1% and how you can too. And I was thinking, the whole point of the 1% of income is that only 1% of Americans, I think it's $650,000. I think it's 650 to 200 to 750, maybe upwards of 800,000. It's like a range. Same thing for the top 10%. It used to be you just had to make 6 figures. No, now in order to be in the top 10% of households, it's like $250,000, and I think for individuals it's 175,000 because a household is very loose. Basically, if I'm like a big bad software engineering, let's say I make 120,000, and my roommate's also big bad software engineering makes 130,000. Somehow we're a household that makes $250,000, even though we're two individuals, but because you share an address with someone, it makes you a household. So these numbers are unreliable to begin with. But this obsession with, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to get in the top 10%. I I get it. I get it. I go down to the grocery store. Your boy pays like $80 just for like a few puffs of Cheetos and some yogurt. So I get it why people are desperate to enter into the 1%. But if everybody makes 100,000, then the window just shifts, or your dollar becomes worth a whole lot less. Whenever the stock market just shoots up, whenever all these, whenever Elon Musk makes another $1 billion, that doesn't help you. That doesn't increase your odds of getting the 1%. People who are in the 1% probably want to stay in the 1%. And because there's a limited amount of wealth. I know, I know it's a crazy concept that there's a limited amount of income available for the worldwide, not even just the United States, but for the world. And if I'm already in this very exclusive club, it's in my best interest to stay in this exclusive club. So maybe I might get on YouTube and say, you're not working hard enough, because if you start grinding and stuff, first of all, I might have stocks in these companies. So if you start trying to work hard, put extra hours in your work, you're just enriching the rich. Yeah, you might make some extra money along the way. And you should work hard. I'm not discouraging hard work. But what I'm saying is that it should be contextual. And don't do things with the expectation of, oh, I'm going to make it to this or that. Now, yes, economic mobility is a thing, and that's a great thing if you grow up in an urban, South Side ghetto, whatever word you want to use. If you grow up in a low income household and you're able to go to middle and upper class, I love an Oprah story. Oprah came from nothing. Now she's a billionaire giving out cars. We all should strive to be like Oprah. But there's only one Oprah. Like, it's not, because that's kind of how these things work. There's only one. Like, that's kind of like the thing that happens is it's rare. I think I remember hearing a news story. Kids that are born in low income households, only 5% make it out. And that's just, and that's just lower to maybe middle or upper, but just, to not lower. So this idea that, oh, if you're in the middle class, or oh, if you work in retail, work at fast food, work a minimum wage, that you're just going to be balling out if you follow some course or tutorial, that's just not realistic. Housing is expensive. It's probably going to it's in a baby boomer's best interest to make sure you can't afford a house. Ironically, as messed up as this system is, because I probably won't afford a house. Who knows about my employment? But I probably am going to stay in this economic situation longer than I would like. But sadly, there are people who, and this isn't a conspiracy theory, this is just economics. There are people who are making lots of money off the system. So they're going to try their very best to keep things the way they are. And you watching a tutorial video or hey, you actually can make the upper middle class if you just go to Harvard. As in, like, come on, man. Like, what is this? Like, what kind of, and the reason we have to do this is because the cost of living is so high. That's why. That's why people feel like they need to do some speculative assets. That's why they need to do things that think that they'll get themselves ahead. I don't plan on becoming upper class. I don't plan on living a wealthy life. I don't really plan. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. So the idea of me trying to grind and climb, I'm just trying to survive day by day, man. I got food in my belly, a place to sleep. I'm going to try to keep applying for jobs. I'm going to try to keep surviving. But it's okay if you just push grocery carts at the grocery store. That's what I did when I was 18. I'm probably going to start scooping rice again next month or in a few weeks from now because I got to go back to work. Because, your boy was just balling out, spending all this money. But no, it's like, I'm not this guy that is in this high position. I work very average jobs. And when I did work in an office, when I was on the path to the middle class, you know what the universe, you know what life said? Life said, we're not hiring. So it just puts me back. So yeah, maybe I got a small taste of freedom when I was in Austin. I got a small taste of, oh, maybe this is what the middle class is like. But then I got another taste of reality of, oh, if a company doesn't want to hire you, bam, you're just back to where you started. That's really I'm back to where I started. And there's no shame. There's legit no shame. There's no shame that in working in Cava. There's no shame in working at Shake Shack. There's no shame working at retail. There's legit no shame. Because if that's how you provide for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not responsible for economic systems. If a central bank wants to lower interest rates and just inject money into the system and make things so unaffordable, that's not a reflection on my hard work or my own ethics. That doesn't mean I'm lazy. It just means I was born in the wrong time. Yeah, I know when I was in third grade, I probably should have been buying real estate. Instead of me, I don't know, watching Veggie Tales or watching, I think I was watching iCarly back in the day. Yeah, I shouldn't have been watching iCarly and SpongeBob. I was selfish for that. And if you're third grade right now, you should be flipping real estate too. That's the world we live in. We shouldn't focus on trying to do this or try to climb when structurally the system has flaws. And there are people that want to keep it the way it is. I know this video has gone on longer than it should be, so I'm going to wrap up soon. But there's nothing wrong with being a working class. That's where I'm at. Like I'm in college. I'm going to go out of college at the moment. I don't have any job offers. So it's like I'm going to be just in the same class. Like I'm going to also be in this working class too. There isn't an office waiting for me. There isn't this glamorous life, you know. It's computer science. It's a gamble. And that's okay. Because, you know, I learned some really cool things. And I'm very grateful for the education and the opportunity. And if it doesn't get the result I want, that's not a reflection of me. It's not because I didn't try. And I just wanted to say that because whenever I see these videos, you can get rich. That's just not how wealth works. Luck is a part of it. Networking is a part of it. Your family is a part. If your family isn't wealthy or you don't know a wealthy person, the chances of you entering that class is a whole lot less. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked, please like and subscribe. My social media link down below and at the end of this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.